All right, in this video, I am going to detail as best as I can why did I switch to Amuse? Like what was my determining factor? What was my thought process of switching to Amuse after doing research? I mean, there's plenty of great distributors out of there for your music, but let me review my list here. So, I think like the first thing that really made me want to switch is I was looking for a distributor that, what if you have a lapse of payment? What if your card expires? What if you're having a bad month and you forget to like just add a new card? A lot of other distributors, they'll just take your music down. Like, what if I die? Like, my music would be taken down because they're like, this guy ain't paying, right? I don't know. I just felt like that was brutal. Like, I want my music to be kept up. Like, I feel like that's important to me, right? And I feel like it should be important to like you. Like, don't you want your music to stay up? So Amuse essentially has like a leave a legacy thing, and they don't nickel and dime me for it. They don't even charge extra for it. It's essentially like if you lapse in payment or you pass away, they just take a 25% cut. And I think that's fair. Like, okay, take a 25% cut. And I feel like it's very artist-centric to be like, hey, we understand you didn't make a payment. You know, whenever you want to sign up again, go for it. But in the meantime, we're going to take 25%. I think that's fair. Like, I feel like that's awesome. I feel like that's very stand-up of the company to make that decision. I felt like that was like a problem that they solved, like, for the artist, instead of essentially disciplining you and then having you to pay to re-upload everything. It takes a lot of time sometimes to re-upload your music because you got to make sure everything's perfect, and it just takes so much time. I couldn't even imagine having to re-upload my music because I'm doing that right now and it's not fun. But anyway, another thing, like, again, like bouncing off that idea of like, you know, the leaving the legacy. I don't feel like I'm being nickeled and dimed with Amuse. I don't feel like they keep tacking on extra charges. In fact, I haven't even been like asked to pay anything extra after my release, and that was actually like a legitimate concern, as I felt like, all right, what's the catch? It's $39 a year, and what else are you going to charge me for? Amuse didn't do that. They're just like, all right, one-time fee for, you know, for the year, and you can have unlimited uploads. All right, that sounds cool. Like, it was actually a concern, but after I signed up, they didn't do that. So another important thing is audio quality upload, you know, in your upload. With some music distributors, they still haven't gotten past the standard HD model. You can upload with, you know, like all these like music streaming services are now starting to stream in like Ultra HD, right? Like a step above CD quality. I would like to think I can hear the difference, but honestly, like, I've worked hard on my music. I just want to put out the best audio quality, and I want people that listen to my music know they're listening to the best quality, because there are people that care about listening to it on the best quality. So like, if I'm spending like off and on like 2 years working on a dang album, I want to put out the best audio quality I can. And that was really important to me. Amuse lets you do that, starting, I believe, on their $39.99 plan. So that was obviously really important. Being able to do a re-release. So Amuse lets you re-release your music. So kind of, I'm in the process right now. For example, I'm re-releasing my EP called Liars Fires. And essentially what you do is, it's pretty self-explanatory. You keep your release up with your old distributor, but then you re-release it through your new distributor. And you make sure you transfer your ISRC codes, and as long as all the information is exactly the same as your old release, you even keep like your stream count. So not only did I keep my stream count, now my audio files are all showing Ultra HD, and the sound is no longer, you know, being degraded, which that was a big problem I had with the last distributor. And being able to, like, to have a real person to talk to. It sounds crazy that this is what, you know, these companies are coming to, is like, can I just chat to a real person? Well, Amuse does have real people answering your questions and concerns. It's through like a chat, and I think like if you need to get it escalated, they will they'll set an appointment to talk to a live person, but thankfully, like, they were able to take care of an issue I had through their chat. It took 3 days, but I'll take 3 days over like 2 months I had to wait for my last distributor just to tell them that they thought my problem was already taken care of. So Amuse was able to take care of my issue in like 3 days. And I guess like my issue, I thought was pretty simple, but with my last distributor, they would have been like, I don't know if we can do that. But with Amuse, they're like, all right, I think I added a name wrong for one of the credits for like a producer. And I was like, hey, like, I gotta take this name down. It's wrong. And 3 days later, it was gone. They're like, all right, if you have any other issues, let us know. And I'm like, all right, thank you. Like, that's pretty cool. And being able to add, speaking of credits, being able to add a lot of credits to your release, I can add like a drummer, I can add a bass player, I can add a co-producer, I can add a producer, I can add a DAW like person, an engineer, a programmer. I can add a graphic artist for my album cover. Now that's really cool. And it shows up under credits when, people are listening to your music on these on these streaming platforms. I thought that was really cool. Some of the other distributors, they just haven't like updated their stuff and haven't got with the program. So it just felt like Amuse was going that extra mile to be able to like let us do that. And I thought that was really neat. The user interface, the user experience, the ease of use to upload, it just felt like fresh. It felt new. It felt like they cared. It felt like there are people actively working on it to make it better. And you just know when you use it that it feels modern. Like it's just, you just know. And then the app is really cool. Very modern, very quick, very snappy. Like some of the other distributors, yeah, I don't know. They just don't have it, or they just don't care anymore. They just want your money. But last but not least, you get to keep 100% of your royalties. There is no middleman. There is no trust me, bro. Here's your your cut. We trust us. We took 9%. It's like those old Hollywood movies of a guy like counting the money and he's like, and here's what we owe you. And you kind of look at the money and you're like, okay, sir, like, is this, like, I think this is how much I'm owed. And you're like questioning it. You're like, I don't think he gave me my cut, but but 100% of your royalties, that is becoming more important to me as I release more and more music. And that's another, that's essentially another reason why I switched over. And this is pretty much my condensed list. I could probably add more things. And if I do find way more things, I'll release another video. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for now. But yeah, that is essentially why I chose Amuse in a nutshell as my distributor. All right, make sure, like, subscribe. I have my music link in the description. If you just want to check it out and like what I put out, please do, and you will see my Liars Fires release through Amuse in Ultra HD. But thank you. I will see you in the next one. Bye.